And we have here with us today Didi Krishna Kumari, whose thoughts, words, and deeds, I think, truly reflect the teachings of her master, revered Dada Vaswani. She joined the Sadhu Vaswani Mission at the age of 3 and has grown in the institution, which is a non-profit, a global non-profit. And today, under her able leadership, there are over 18 schools and colleges in India, several multi-speciality hospitals, clinics that are being served, and over 60 global centers that takes the message of people connection and really being able to unlock your true potential very differently. You know, when you see her, you will not, really imagine the strength, the inclusivity, the grace with which she really takes on the role of female leadership, I think, which is such an emerging, strong theme, not only between India and the US, but around the world today. And I think, along with that, there is this whole spirit of being able to connect on the right message, which really manifests spirituality in the joy of giving. So really, she's authored many books. She has had a very rich experience of connecting with people globally. But if I were to really sum up this wonderful human being who is going to be speaking today, it's like for her, really to live has been to give. And if you look at her leadership, her lead is to serve. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Didi Krishna Kumari.
Dear brothers and sisters, my first word is a word of gratitude. I feel grateful to beloved brother MR. I feel grateful to my brother Mr. Rajan Navani. And I feel grateful to every member of the Indiaspora Global Forum. I salute the spirit that has brought all of you together to be a part of 75 years of India's independence. I thank you for inviting me to share my views on philanthropy. It is an honor that you have extended not only to me personally, but to the noble spiritual and humanitarian organization that I represent, the Sadhu Vaswani Mission. Our revered masters, Sadhu Vaswani and revered Dada J.P. Vaswani, they were spiritual illuminaries who inspired generations of industrialists and businessmen to choose philanthropy not only as a way of life, but as a mode of thanksgiving, and most importantly, as a regular practice to give back to society the abundance that they have been blessed with. Our revered master, Dada Vaswani, he would often say to us that everything that we have, everything, our time, our talent, our knowledge, our experience, our wisdom, everything that we have, in fact, life itself is a loan given to us. Mark the word loan. It is not a trust, but it is a loan that has been given to us to be passed on to those whose need is greater than ours. My dear friends, I would wish all of you to read a very small article which is titled The Gospel of Wealth by our master Sadhu Vaswani. And in that, he emphasizes that poverty is not morally or even spiritually superior to prosperity. And a vital nation and its thinking people should not repudiate wealth. In fact, they should seek to convert it into national, into social, and into individual prosperity. And I think that's what this session is all about. My dear friends, even in our Hindu philosophy, artha, economic well-being, is regarded as one of the goals of life. It is inbuilt in us. There was a wise philosopher who said that if life is a home, then without dharma, our life is like a house. And without dharma, our home will have no foundation. Without artha, economic well-being, it will have no walls. Without kama, without desire, it will have no furnishings. And without moksha, it will have no roof. Therefore, all the three, artha, kama, dharma, they are only means to an end. The goal of life is liberation. What is philanthropy, my dear friends? Therefore, let us try to understand the origin of the word philanthropy. As you all know, philanthropy is derived from two Greek words, philos and anthropos. Philos is love, and anthropos is humanity. Philanthropy is therefore love for humanity. Every true giver, therefore, regards humanity. In fact, he regards creation as one family. Every man is his brother, and every woman is his sister, and therefore he regards it his duty to help as many as he can to lift the load on the rough road of life. Today, my dear friends, wherever we turn, what do we find? We find wealth, we find abundance, we find growth on one side. And on the other side, what do we see? We see inequality, we see exploitation, we see poverty, we see illiteracy. Our modern society is so structured that it has incited in us the spirit of competition. Right from the tender age, what is the seed that we are sowing in our children? It is the seed of competition. Parents, they struggle today to get their children even to the wait list of the best nursery schools for fear that if they will miss the boat, the careers and achievements of their children will suffer. Therefore, what is the signal that we are sending to our children today? It is the signal of paucity of opportunities. And therefore, the attention today of every child is on grabbing whatever they can. The attention, the focus is on one's own well-being. And if we wish to solve the ills that plague society today, what do we need to do? It's very simple. We just need to change our focus from I to we, from competition to cooperation, from apathy to empathy, from selfishness to selflessness. And it is this spirit of oneness that forms the fulcrum of philanthropy. Isn't it, my dear friends? For a true philanthropist, every man is his brother, as I said. He regards no one as separate from him. He regards no one as apart from him. Everyone is a part of the one whole. When we are kind to somebody, when we do an act of generosity, we not only bring happiness into their lives, but we ensure our own well-being. We feel happiness, we feel cheer into our lives, we improve our physical health because we are filled with positive vibrations. It boosts our emotional health, and above all, it explores us to a new dimension of spirituality. My dear friends, many a times I think wealth, it is like water. When it flows, it shines. But when it stands still, it stagnates. There is a beautiful proverb which says that if you wish to be happy for an hour, go and take a nap. If you wish to be happy for one day, go out for a picnic. If you wish to be happy for 1 month, go and get married. But if you wish to be happy for a lifetime, go out and serve. So, my dear friends, the secret of happiness is in service. And today I said I will pass on to you 5 laws of service. I will pass them on to you very hurriedly. The first law of service is serve without delay. Whenever the urge of service wakes up within you, whenever the intention to serve wakes up within you, do not delay, do not procrastinate. Otherwise, the intention, it may either diminish or it may either disappear. I recall an incident that happened that I witnessed. I was fortunate to stay with our revered master, Sadhu Vaswani and beloved Dada, and one night it was past 12 and there was a knock at the door, and we went and we opened the door. We thought there must be some emergency, someone has come at this hour of the night, and when we opened the door, we saw a gentleman standing there and he handed over a check to us. And we gratefully accepted the check and we said to him, "You could have very well brought this amount to us tomorrow morning." And what is the reply that he gave us? He said to us, "Had I waited till morning, I was not sure if I would change my mind. And because it was a big amount, I wanted to come right away and hand over the check to you." So, my dear friends, let us give without delay. The second law of giving is when you give with empathy. Usually, we operate from sympathy. What is the difference between sympathy and apathy? When we give with sympathy, the emotion that wakes up in our heart is the emotion of pity. We feel ourselves superior to the one whom we give or the one whom we serve. I'm reminded of a very touching incident in the life of Mahatma Gandhi. One day his mother handed over a box of chocolates to him, and he runs out of his house to share it with his friends. And one of his friends is the son of a sweeper. And what does Mahatma Gandhi do? He opens the chocolate and he feeds his friend Auka. And his mother, who's watching him out from the window, immediately says to him, "Monia, what is it that you are doing? Come back home and wash your hands." And what does Mahatma Gandhi say to his mother? "Ma, Auka and I are brothers. Where is the difference between the two of us?" And Gandhi's mother was stunned into silence. So, my dear friends, let us serve without discrimination, without any divisions. And the third rule of service is more important than what we serve is the intention with which we serve. The intention is very, very important. I recall our master Sadhu Vaswani was invited to give a talk in Calcutta where a huge meeting was organized to raise funds for famine-stricken people. And Sadhu Vaswani's speech touched a hidden chord in so many, and many philanthropists, they came up and they contributed huge sums of money for the service of the needy, and it was received with a huge thunderous applause. There was an old woman who came forward and placed into Sadhu Vaswani's hands just 2 copper coins. And Sadhu Vaswani took those 2 copper coins and placed them on his forehead. And one of the organizers of the meeting remarked, "What will we do with these 2 copper coins? Let's return it to this old lady. They might come of better use to her." And what does Sadhu Vaswani say to him? "The 2 copper coins given by this lady are more valuable than all the donations that you have received." My dear friends, we give little when we give of our possessions, but true giving is giving of ourselves. It is giving from our heart. And the 4th principle of true giving is give without expectation. Just give for the joy of giving. Let us give as if it was a favor that has been conferred on us. We have been given this opportunity to help as many as we can, as I said, to lift the load on the rough road of life. In business, we have the concept of return on investment. But this cannot be applied to service. Service should be done without expecting anything, either material or reputational or even spiritual. I will not pause to tell you the story. You all must have seen the movie Pay It Forward, which gave us the beautiful story of how a small child who was asked the secret how we can bring about a change in the world. What answer does he give in that movie? He says, I will do a good deed and I will not ask anything in return, but I will ask that person to carry that deed forward, to pay it forward and try to help another person. And this way we will have a circle of compassion, and this will surely bring about the change which we need today in the world. And last and finally, the fifth secret of happiness is, let us make religion our service. Let us give with the same love and reverence as we worship God. Prayer, my dear friends, can take us only up to the gate of heaven. It is giving that can get us entry into the heaven world. Here on earth, our success is measured by the number of servants who serve us, but in the heaven world, our yardstick will be how many people have we gone out and served. I recall how our master, beloved Dada, we were at Nepal, and Dada had to address an international Rotary conference, and on the last day, the host requested Dada to come and visit the famous Har Har Nath temple. And when we went there, Dada's eyes fell on a leper who lay lying helpless at the entrance of the temple. And there were so many flies hovering around him. There was no one to take care of him. Dada took out his handkerchief. He fanned the leper. He bathed the leper. He gave him a new pair of clothes. He fed the leper with his own hands. And by the time all that was done, the doors of the sanctum sanctorum were closed. And our host came and said to Dada, Dada, we'll have to come back tomorrow to have the darshan of the deity. And what was beloved Dada's reply? He said to them, I already beheld Lord Shiva in the eyes of this leper. So, my dear friends, God does not dwell merely in decorated temples of marble and stone, but He dwells in the broken cottages of the poor. Let us go and serve Him, and we too will have that vision of the one in all. And this is the aspiration that I breathe out today, that may we all who have gathered together here today be inspired to do such service and to raise India once again to become a leader of the nations, a leader of civilization. I thank you so much, Dada Shri.